Welcome, everyone. I am Glenda Dawson, and I have Moon Girl, Sarah Garcia
Yeah,
here. And you are watching the Paranormal Dolls. How are you, Sarah?
I'm great. How are you? Excited about our guests? We always have amazing guests.
We always do. We always do. We know how to pick
Yeah.
No.
them. So, we. Why don't you go ahead and introduce them?
Well, he's a wonderful friend, super talented, my good friend Nick Charles. And super happy that he's here with us today.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah. Um, Nick, the audience came to find out about you. That's what they're here for. They like to see our faces, but after a while they get bored of us. So tell
I'm
us
tired
about
of seeing our faces sometimes. So let's just hand it over to the guest.
so tell us about yourself.
Well, I was born on Friday the 13th. I've had a lot of paranormal stuff in my life. I do make movies, producer, director, acting. It started off with Lloyd Kaufman from Trauma Team Video. I don't know if you've heard of them, but he's done like photography
Yes,
events.
we love.
Everybody loves Lloyd. In fact, he's in the movie we're doing now. Actually, Sarah's going to be in. He has a good
Super excited about it.
Yeah, it started off with him because he had a new movie coming out, and I helped him bring it to a movie theater in Boston, Massachusetts. And I was like, I wanted to do a documentary about filmmakers, so I got a hold of him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll be in it." And from there, it just trickled down to meeting like great people because he has a lot of connections. And once you work with somebody like that, it helps out a lot. I have a movie on uh, the Trauma Now app called Shroomed. And yeah, this I've done a lot of work with a lot of people, especially like Herschel Gordon Lewis. He was another great guy. Unfortunately, he passed, but he's the godfather of gore, and he helped me out a lot. They all did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, what made you go into this uh, industry?
I've just been a big movie buff all my life, and I wanted to actually make music videos. Like I can play the guitar. I always wanted to be in a band and make music videos. And for some reason, I started out trying to do that, trying to go to film school, and film school is just it's really not worth the money. 40 grand or 80 up to 80 grand for at least 2 to 4 years.
Mm,
And there's a good chance that money that you're putting towards school, you could have made 10 movies.
mhm.
You could have, like I've made movies for less than like $100. Like you just got to have the good quality and good actors. That's all you need, and
Right.
good. You just got to know how to direct. That's all you really need to do. And it's not that hard.
Tell us about Halloween Hell Night.
Halloween Horror Night. All right, so Bullied is on there, and Bullied is actually my kids star in that, both my kids. And that's a compilation. It's just a mix of very short films from Europe, actually all over the world. And my movie got somehow involved with it.
Mm,
Bully's supposed to be on Trauma now, actually, but yeah, Halloween Hell Night. It's a fun little flick to watch. You can watch that on YouTube, I think. I think it's free right now.
mm. Okay, great.
Wait,
And what guided you to do that?
To be a filmmaker, I just love every aspect about it. I just love it. It could be a pain though. It's a lot of work. Like even with Days of the Ghouls right now
Uh-huh.
from Outer Space, it's just kind of we've been kind of working on this for 2 years, and everybody's all across the world that we're
Right.
working with. So it's kind of hard to direct. Kevin Walter's the one really directing and writing. He's done all the writing.
Mm,
I directed some of the people around here, and I got to reshoot some stuff. And it's just that's how it goes. I'm just
mhm,
gonna be patient. You gotta have patience.
mhm.
What inspired you to make Days of the Ghouls from Outer Space?
Right.
Well, Kevin and I, we were just at the same time. He lives in California, by the way, but we're like best friends. I never even met him, but we call, we FaceTime, we're like wicked cool.
Mhm.
Um, we were just watching Ed Wood films, and
We
uh,
love Edward.
Yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't? And the Johnny Depp one was great. I
Yeah,
love that
one
time.
of my favorite films. Still have like the DVD of it in my living room.
Yeah, it's a great film, and he actually pulled it off. Johnny Depp did. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So what? Basically, we were just binge watching Ed Wood films and decided, hey, let's take all of his films together and combine them into one. So Day of the Ghouls from Outer Space is kind of like Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Hmm.
Night of the Ghouls, Bride of the Monster, Glen or Glenda, even some of his adult films are part of it too. Nothing too risque like his, but
Hmm.
yeah.
So can you
Now,
tell us a little bit about the movie, like what you're planning on doing with it, like a little bit of the background of the movie?
Yeah, well, we plan on distributing it all like worldwide. That's definitely what we're gonna do. The background of the movie, it's pretty much we're pretty much mirroring his work of everything all into one, which is tough to do. I think that's why it's taken so long.
hmm.
Yeah.
Besides, like I said earlier, like even you, this is Texas, everybody's all over the place. California, England, or I believe we got people. Yeah, everybody's all over the place. We're trying to make it work, and so far it's come out good. We're gonna have a trailer pretty soon, and I'll let you
Good.
both.
Can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. Now,
Yeah,
I hear you have quite a background about paranormal experiences.
I do.
So, would you like to share some of them?
I would love to share some of that. I think my first one, um, uh, it was always at my grandmother's house, and later on I found out it might have been on a burial ground. I'm not sure, but I can remember my uncle and his friend like messing with me, and I was like 4 or 5, and they were just like, "We're doing Bloody Mary in the mirror," and I was like, "Oh, whatever." I didn't see anything, but at the time, I was like young. I was like I said, 4 or 5, and I had a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters in my arm. And I remember before I went to bed, I was brushing my teeth, and I went upstairs and looked in the mirror, and I saw like a man that obviously was not me in the mirror, and I dropped the tape off Marshmallow Man and I walked. I screamed. I was like, call my mom. I need to leave. I want to go home. It was scary and I'll never
Not the
forget it.
Marshmallow Man.
Yeah, I left him behind. I left him behind. You never leave anybody behind, but I did.
I still have mine though, but he's still in his little box. But I still have mine over
I had a big one. I don't know what happened. I'm 42, so this is a long time ago. It was the 80s, so it was a long time ago.
Mm.
But I will never forget it. I'll never forget it
the
in my life.
Marshmallow Man or the Ghost. Both.
Marshmallow Man's gone. I'll never forget him too. But he was a part of it. He was a part.
He's the one that took one for the team.
He
Yeah.
took one for the team. I don't know what he saw after I left, but I ran.
Who are you gonna call? He had
That's it,
experience.
right? And it's pretty funny that now that you think it, I didn't even think about that as Ghostbusters, and I saw a
Yeah.
ghost.
Right.
Never really put that together until just now, 40 something years later.
So, obviously that was your a very traumatic experience. What other experience?
Introduction to ghosts, the
Yeah.
paranormal.
That was the first one. I think the most traumatic one was, and there were witnesses for this one. My mother and my aunt. And this is at my grandmother's house once again, and there was a little boy, or maybe girl, I don't know. It was a little kid though, and you could hear "Help me" down in the basement. So I can remember my mother and my aunt opening up the door to the basement. Are you okay? Who are you? Are you all right? And then boom, nothing. That was the scariest one for me because it was, well, besides the one in the mirror, but that one was the one that, like, is it a kid? Is it, who is it? Like, we're the only ones in the house. There's no kids there.
Right.
And Sarah, I believe I gave. Did I send you the video? I should have done this
Yeah,
before. We were
yeah.
making
You sent me a
bullied.
video.
Yeah, we were making bullied. That was on Halloween Hell Night, and
Hmm.
we had a what do you call those things that go up in the air and you fly them around? Droids or whatever that they
Yeah,
called. Yeah.
yeah.
It was making so much noise, and I feel like it was kind of like a white noise type of thing where you pick up stuff from that,
Mhm.
and you can hear, and it sounded like a little kid again, and I couldn't make out what the person was saying, and nobody was talking. Everybody was way across the other way, and we were filming down there, so nobody's speaking. We didn't have any mics except for the one that he was using. I don't even know why it was on. I think he left it on by accident, but you can hear somebody talking, and it
Mm.
wasn't anybody there. And that was at my grandmother's house, and she's passed, and that I've never been there since she passed. But it's just a very strange. She's had stuff where she'd be laying there on her mattress on her bed, and the mattress would lift up a little bit.
Mm.
You know, I could be sitting down on the couch, and you feel like there's somebody behind you just pushing down, and you turn around like, "What the hell?" And nobody's there. Or
Mm.
here's another one too. I'm sorry if I'm babbling. I'm just getting into it.
No,
No, no.
we're enjoying this.
Yes.
One of my ex-girlfriends, we went over there just to, have dinner or whatever. And all of a sudden, just somebody just went with my shirt. And she looked at me and I looked at her. She's like, I just saw that. And I didn't even say anything. And then I was like, you saw that? Somebody just went like that. And nobody was there behind me. I just walked into the door.
Wow. Mm.
So it's
It's
crazy.
pretty.
I feel like throughout my years, all my life there, I feel like they weren't, nobody ever got hurt. You know, it was just scary because I was waiting to see somebody. Sometimes you see shadows, but I was always scared just to see like a man or like somebody who's just standing there that's not supposed to be there. That's what always freaked me out and worrying about it.
Mm.
Did your grandmother ever like acknowledge that there was something in the house, or did she kind of try to brush it off?
No, no, she acknowledged it. We all did.
Oh wow. What did she say?
Well, she's like, I know there's something here. I don't know what it is because I don't know the past history of the house.
Hmm.
If anybody died there or whatever, but I heard something about the burial ground. But that could be a myth. I don't know. But she accepted it. She lived there until she passed. I mean, she wasn't scared. It was just, hey, whatever. Something just moved from the shelf onto the floor that nobody was there to move, or stuff like that. Like it would be maybe like a cup that was placed here, and somehow it ended up on the other side or on the floor.
Mm.
Do you think that maybe there was like a portal there, or just like a spirit, or like a poltergeist or something?
I don't know about a poltergeist. They seem just to go with you everywhere, and I haven't had anything since then.
Mm-hmm.
As for a portal, I mean, it could have been. I'm not sure why. I don't know why it happened there.
Mm.
I really don't know the story of, well, the history of the house.
Right. Do
No.
you even know how old the house was, or?
Yeah, that's a good question. I did know it before. Yeah, for right now, she lived there most of her life, and she passed when she was 74, 5.
Okay.
Well over 100 years, way
Mm.
over, way over.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
a
town
lot of
of Wayne.
stuff happened.
Oh yeah, it's the town of Weymouth, and Weymouth has been around for years, so a
Yeah.
lot of stuff happened there. I think. I don't know about the burial ground part, but a lot of stuff happened, obviously.
Hmm.
Now, has like all your experiences just been in that house, or have you had other ones outside of your grandmother's home?
No, just that house. Yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah,
interesting.
it's very strange, and I feel like every time I went there, because one time we lived there, um, my dad decided we were moving to England. We lived there for a bit, but before we went there, we lived at my grandmother's.
Hmm.
Then it didn't work out in England. We came back and lived with her for a bit until they found a house in Mass. Um, In the meantime, every time I was there, like something happened. Every time you just felt it. Even like when I go to the basement, I would run up the stairs because I felt like somebody was behind me. I
Mm.
felt somebody there, and I knew somebody was there.
And
Scary.
did you ever hear them calling your name, or just basically things like, pulling your shirt and stuff like that?
No, just yeah, basically that. No one's ever said my name. Um, it was just seeing stuff, shadows, voices, and luckily, I'm happy that my mother and my aunt were there when they heard the little kid
Mm.
saying "help me," and it's always like actually I'm getting goosebumps right now. It's just like, why is this little kid saying "help me" when you can't do anything to help
Mm.
him or her? It's just, did this really just happen? And they were there and they were witnesses and they remember.
And what did your mom and your aunt think about all this? Did they like, were they scared of it, or did they really
Um,
believe it?
at the time, I think they were just more concerned, and then when they realized it's possibly like I don't want to, if you want to say a ghost or just
Mhm.
paranormal, it
Mhm.
just wasn't right. After they were just like, we this shouldn't happen. That was not from this earth.
Yeah.
Now, was this your grandmother, the mother of your father, or your mother of your mom?
The mother of my mom, the mother of my dad, she lived in England.
Okay. So your mom lived there for a while also, or a good part of
Many, many years ago, yeah. And
it.
then actually, the funny part is my dad and my mom actually got an apartment a walk away from her house. So I would stay over there with my uncle, and it's funny because my uncle was like a late bloomer. She she had him late, and we were almost like the same age. He's 46 and 42, so we would hang out like best friends. So I'd stay over there, and
Okay.
he's witnessed a lot as
Hmm.
well as everybody
And
else.
did your mother, before this moment where she heard the child say, "Help me," had she ever acknowledged that she had experiences it there?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, no, she has because they both. I remember her and my grandmother talking about like something's wrong in this house. They would say that.
Okay.
Stuff would fall off the shelf, the like pictures, stuff would be moved around that nobody touched. I don't think that whatever was there, I don't. They would never harm us. It was just, it felt like they were more just messing with us.
Wanted to
So you
get
think
you.
they just wanted your attention?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So they want. Well,
You
they
want me to
got it.
call?
They were
They got my.
lonely. Leave them alone. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't tug my shirt.
Or go down to the basement.
Oh, the basement was scary. Let me tell you. Even like when after she passed, we helped move all her stuff out. And I was still nervous going down there. I could still feel like there's somebody behind me. And I was like, I hope it's my grandmother. I hope it's my Nana, but I'm not sure.
Like, fingers crossed, it's just her
Oh,
cleaning out the basement.
all right, now Nana's messing with me.
You got two for the price of one.
Yeah, but she didn't pass there though, so I don't know. Like, I don't know how that works when you go
Yeah.
where your soul goes after this. But like growing up, I guess with a haunted house like that, you kind of like look at life and wonder where do you go after here, and where does my soul go? I know we're all just like a shell, and we leave it. Do we go on with another shell and go, or do we walk around aimlessly? I don't know.
It depends.
It depends. Yeah, if you see the light, go to it, or don't.
My belief is the intention is to go back home, per se, get debriefed on this lifetime, and then come back at some point with another show. But that is the correct procedure. Some of them don't want to go just yet and hang
Yeah.
out here too long. So,
Well, also some of them are scared to cross over because they're scared that maybe they weren't the greatest people while they were walking this earth. So they're kind of scared that what if there is a hell, or what if there's some consequences for whatever horrible thing they did, or if they hurt people or whatever. So they choose to stay here. And some people don't even realize they pass. Like in Gettysburg and with all these the battlefields and stuff. Some of them are like stuck in the loop. They have no idea that they've passed. And no matter what you do, doesn't matter how much of a great medium you are, trust me, I tried. You can't get through to certain people when it's residual, and you just can't.
Yeah, and you know what I noticed, and I hate to say it, the best part about death is when you go, you just don't know it. Even if unless they tell you get like 6 months, but even when you're dying, you don't know it. Like going back to my nana, she was in hospice and she was out. She was just sleeping. They just kept giving her morphine until she passed. Like I can go to bed tonight and not wake up tomorrow, and I wouldn't know it.
mhm.
It's scary, but like it's also peaceful in a way. I don't want to. Nobody wants to die, but everybody's going to eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually.
It's just that's the way it's where it's gonna go. But I feel like Sarah, you even said it. You said I was like, what did you say? I was a woman in my past life.
I still felt like he was a
That
woman.
was the beard to know that. It's kind of funny. Sorry.
Yeah,
The
all right.
bearded woman.
Sorry about that. I meant to shave, but I was.
The bearded woman.
No, we like the beard. We like the beard.
All right, good. Thank you. Thank
We
you.
like the gingies. We
It was
approve of the gingies.
All right. Oh, the ginger.
Yes.
No,
Well,
but
back in the day, they used to think that the gingers were witches.
Yeah.
So you fit right in with us.
they
We
still do.
approve this message. We approve this message.
They have a kick a ginger in the ass day.
Oh boy.
But yeah, going back to like what I was saying with life. Life is strange, and I don't even know if I'll even know. Like once I go, like, do I have a choice to go towards wherever I'm supposed to, or walk around aimlessly, or just like that kind of stuff? I don't know.
Free will is still exists there. So.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I didn't remember the last time when I was a woman, Sarah. A bearded lady.
Yes. The sexiest bearded lady ever.
Oh, thank
You
you.
really turn heads. Gorgeous. Nice knockers too.
I'm kind of flat though.
And the beard just really accentuated them.
Right. Right. I had mosquito bites back in the day.
Oh, Lordy,
You don't
Lordy.
take looks like me, do you?
So, getting back to the house and your experiences there, did any of those experiences influence your filmmaking or your producing, your acting?
I think in a way, because I was always into horror.
Mhm.
Being a kid, like my parents never really told me like, yeah, don't watch that. It's rated R, that kind of stuff. So I think with that, yeah, I mean, watching like Poltergeist is like crazy. That's a crazy movie, and somebody went through all that to write that.
And it's a German word, and you never even heard of it until the movie Poltergeist, which is noisy ghost.
Yeah, and that was terrible about the lead actor, the girl, the little
Yeah.
girl. That was everybody in that movie, even the guy when you see walking down in part 2, the old guy, singing to her and it's pouring out. He was actually dying from stomach cancer. He didn't even see it. A lot of people died in that movie. Nobody knows.
Yeah,
about
it was the curse of the poltergeist, and the skeletons they got in the to be like in the pool of like I guess mud. They ordered them, and they were supposed to be fake, and they were actually real
Yeah.
skeletons, real bodies, cadavers.
Yep.
Yeah, so a lot of people got hurt or died or got cancer. It was a really crazy set. There's been curses of movies. So yeah, that was definitely one of them.
Twilight Zone was another one. That was
Really?
another one. That was a big mess. I know they weren't supposed to film at night, and they were like, you know what, screw it. We don't have a permit, but let's just get it over with. We'll film it. We'll save some time and do whatever. And the guy and the two young kids got decapitated from the helicopter,
Oh
Mm.
my god.
and the director had to go to court. He's the guy that did. Oh, he's done a lot of stuff. I forget his name. It's gonna bother me. But yeah, he had to go to court, and he's in court crying. You can watch it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Uh, he almost went to jail for that because he shouldn't have been out there. And three people lost their lives because of that. Two kids and an old
Mm.
guy.
Mm.
And
Oh my god.
they still have it. They still have it in the movie when the helicopter crashes. It wasn't supposed to crash like that.
Wow.
Don't see the scene. They just cut it real quick. You don't see their heads get cut off, but there's actually video, which you probably don't want to see, but you can watch it happen.
Mm.
It's sad. I
Wow.
mean, it's sad. I believe that curses for movies, Poltergeist, Twilight Zone are definitely the top number two, one and two for that. I'd say Poltergeist number one.
Mhm. That's a
The
pretty.
Exorcist too. That was a big one that was cursed as well, from what I remember.
What? Twilight Zone?
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist.
Oh, Exorcist. Yeah, yeah. Didn't something happen to like the guy that played the priest or something?
Mhm.
Yes. I
Like,
don't remember exactly. Like I remember watching like the documentaries like behind it. I forgot. It's been such a long time, but I know they made a big deal that it was like the curse of the Exorcist and the curse of Poltergeist.
yeah. Okay. I'll have to look at. I'll have to watch that actually. Pretty interesting.
So growing up, like what were some of like the movies, some of your favorite horror movies, or any of them have they ever inspired you with their work that you're doing now?
Yeah, Lloyd Kaufman was one of them. Well, I mean, I started out with like Friday 13th. That always scared me to death. I don't know why. Just like him appearing out of nowhere, that kind of stuff. And being on Friday 13th, it kind of drew me in because I think the first two horror movies I've ever watched was Friday 13th Part 4 and Night of the Living Dead. My uncle actually we watched it at my nana's house. We watched it together, and I was just like, I couldn't sleep. Like it messed me up.
Yeah.
But it drew me into that, and then the Lloyd Kaufman thing came into with my uncle again, and he rented it from Blockbuster like many years ago, and I just kind of got sucked into that, and I noticed his distribution. There was a lot more trauma films, and yeah, I just actually one of the first times I remember I was at the you guys know about Bradley's. You ever have that store Bradley's?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Oh, so
I'm
I was
all the way in South Texas. There's nothing here.
I'm in Pennsylvania and I grew up in New Jersey. So, yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, all right, all right, yeah. So we were shopping with my mom, and I was young. I was probably like 7, 8, and I saw the Toxic Avenger Part 2 new release on the shelf. I was like, "Hey, mom, can I get this?" She just looked at it. Okay, and threw it in the carriage. I was like, "Ooh," and that's
Well,
what
you
kind of
see, when I first discovered that movie, I was young too, and I just really liked the cover. So I was like, "Hey, this is kind of cool." And then I saw it, I was like, "Oh shit!"
that's what drew me in. And then I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I want to see nudity. I want to see this. I want to see that." And my mother had no clue, no clue what that movie was about. Didn't even look. So just going by that film, it just really kind of showed me that you don't have to be a billionaire to make a movie. You can be
Yeah.
low budget and just do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want and be okay with it. Who cares what people? Everybody's a critic.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna judge your work.
And we love indie films. We love and support them and companies. So yeah.
Yeah, you definitely should because nowadays Hollywood's they're just rebooting everything, or nobody's they don't have their own ideas anymore.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch somebody that lives in I don't know. I'll just make up a state like anywhere. Just he doesn't have to be from California, but it doesn't have to be $1 million. I'd rather see somebody make it just from the like hard work, blood, sweat, and tears.
Mhm.
Because I can tell you, it's going to be better than the ones that are playing in the theaters right now.
Yeah.
Some are, yes. Um, Now you were telling us up to um, a certain age. When did you um, completely moved out of your grandmother's house and basically only visited? Like, were you a teenager? Were you?
No, no. At the time when I lived there, it was 1989, so I was yeah, so I was 8 years old,
Okay.
just turning 8, and but prior to that, when I used to live down the street in Weymouth on
Hmm.
Union Street, I would be there all the time. After that, yeah, I just show up. I get even like
Yeah.
when I was telling you when I went there with my ex-girlfriend and
Hmm.
my tug. I wasn't living there yet. I did live there. She actually took me in again after my divorce, and then I ended up leaving eventually, and then she passed right after that.
Mm. Now I'm curious. In England, when you moved, when your family moved to England,
Hmm.
did you experience anything? Did you feel anything? Because sometimes the change in areas may not cause the same dramatic event, but you may just get a feeling, or your all your hairs stand up, or
I don't remembering that at all. I know there was one area that my dad took me one night because he's like, "This area is haunted," and you just had to drive there and wait. And he said, "I've been here before, and you see like these shadows, like white figures, just running across the street."
Mhm.
And we tried that. I didn't see anything, but other than that, I mean, yeah, maybe the goosebumps here and there, but I never got messed with like I was with my other grandmother because we lived with my grandmother from England, so we were trying to find a place.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
So you're basically saying your father was also into all this.
yeah, yeah. I don't believe he was more. He was never there to see anything. I don't think he saw what I saw my mom, my aunt, or my grandmother. He never saw here in America, but in England, he said he saw some stuff. So.
So he totally believed.
You totally
I
believe, yeah.
believe- I think my dad's kind of he's a cool guy. He's just like me. If I called you on the phone, you'd think it's him. We just sound alike. We have the same sense of humor, but he just never talked about it.
Mm,
You know.
right. Well, his generation, you didn't talk about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's born 1959. You know, and he's a cancer survivor. He had bladder cancer. Now he's doing better. But I hope he does well because I just feel like he doesn't tell me things. You know?
Mm,
But he's doing all right. He lives up in Maine.
okay.
Can
He's
you
doing.
tell us a little bit more about the B documentary part two that you were a part of?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, that was. I got so many cool people in that movie, and the best part was I get to go to their houses, or sometimes I went and filmed at conventions. It's just like part one, but with a lot more people. Kevin Van Hendendrick from Basket Case was in it.
Yes. I love
We had
basket case.
Adam Green that did Holliston, Hatchet, all those great horror movies. He's great. He's a great guy. And he's from Massachusetts, actually. Joe Bob Briggs, we got him. We got him in there too. He's on Shutter right now every Friday. He's back.
Yeah.
He's back again. I remember watching him as a teenager, and now he's back. He's a cool guy.
So can you tell us about the documentary though? Like what is it about for those who don't know about it, haven't seen it
Yeah,
yet?
all right. So basically, B documentary is what I originally gave the title for because of B movies, and since I was a low budget filmmaker, I was like, well, let's just call it B documentary because I basically had no money, even though I'm traveling everywhere. It's a very low budget film, and I just wanted to get what I wanted to know back in the day when I was young on how to make a movie without going to college. Because college, I believe, is a waste of time. If you're going to go there, do it for something. You know, something that's going to make you a career. Filmmaking is very little for a career on that. You know,
Mm,
I got a check. I got a check from Trauma. $6.99 because of the views, and that's actually not too bad. I thought it was going to be 50 cents. So
You're
I'm
rolling in the dough there.
rolling. Oh, I just can't get any better than this right now. No, but like I would go to conventions and sell my movies. That's the only money I really make from them, but still not much. But yeah, so going back to what I was saying, I just wanted to do something where people can learn. And what happened after I did both those, I just started meeting new people and working with a bunch of talent. And that's what I tell everybody. Everybody will ask me like, "Oh, how can I make a movie? How do I get to know this person?" I'm like, just get out there. Even if it's going to a convention or even on Facebook. Herschel Gordon Lewis wasn't on Facebook, but I got his contact from his website, and I was able to talk to him. And I flew to Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, to film him at his house. And he was the nicest guy in the world. And even just filming him, people, people will. I could film anybody I want to,
Mm.
like big
Now
time.
you've done a lot of other movies. Can you tell us about those?
Yeah, I've acted a lot. I've been acting. I was in California a couple of years ago, 2019. It was right before COVID happened. Catch of the Day 2, James Balsamo. I'm in Hollywood Werewolf. What else of his films? I've done quite a bit with. He's actually a B documentary too. I forgot to mention that. James Balsamo. He's wearing the marijuana suit, which is the coolest suit I've ever seen in my life. I want it. I probably can't afford it, but he can. But I've been in movies with like Andy Dick and like all these other stuff. Like most of the time, I film myself or I work with other actors. So
Mhm.
it all depends on how it goes. When you meet talent that halfway or more or across the country, you got kind of got to make it work if you just can't afford to fly down there. You know?
Mm.
But
Yeah.
Bullied was one of I got 3 awards. Well, no, 2 awards. Nominated for 3. Um, Best score. I forget what the other one was. Sorry, I don't remember. But the third one that I wanted the most was it was for my daughter. It was best actress in a horror movie, and she missed it by a hair.
Mm.
One vote.
Mm.
But I told her, I was like, "Don't be disappointed. You like this is your first time being in a movie, so you're all right."
Mhm. So, you've done a lot of movies. You're working on a project presently. Um, do you see any similarities in your experiences in that house, or even in England, or anywhere that you've heard of, with what you have been working in? Because I know that a lot of people get influenced by their paranormal experiences, and when they're doing horror movies or acting in them, it's like becomes second nature to them. So,
Yeah, I mean, I guess I never really thought about it. I think it comes in. I don't know about the acting part because I normally don't. I never wanted to be an actor. I don't like even when my movies come on. Like I got a few movies on Tubi right now that I'm on, and I honestly cringe when I
And
even
we love
see them.
Tubi.
Yeah, Tubi's awesome. They get a lot of great stuff on there right now.
They
But
do.
like honestly, I cringe at looking myself in the mirror. I don't even know why I act sometimes, but I just do. And it's whatever. I wanted to be a director, but going back to what you were asking, I think it in certain ways it does come in to what I wanted to do just
mhm.
because of the paranormal stuff. But I just never really thought about it up until now.
Hmm. Yeah,
Do
that.
you, go ahead, Glenda.
Go ahead.
So do you plan on making any more new projects or being involved in any new projects besides the upcoming one you have?
Yeah, oh, most definitely. This one's a full-length feature, and we're just playing it safe and doing it slowly and making sure everything's good. The editing or or the acting, because a lot of people rush their work. It's like, all right, one and done and on to the next. This one is kind of important to me, and I'm pretty sure it is to Kevin. Kevin already wants out. He's like, I'm done after this. It's a headache because sometimes you're supposed to get contracts or write this or give me your info or not info, but like just get back to me because we're trying to like get everybody's names and their acting roles and put it on IMDb and just make sure everybody gets put on there and nobody's left out. Because we got a lot of people working, and sometimes you deal with the headache of it, and I've been there. Like, all right, so for Bullied, I was supposed to have a bunch of kids come down to play in the playground for the school team, and the ones that couldn't show up, which is very few, called me or texted me, but more than that, didn't show up at all. So, like when you watch it, you don't see a lot of kids at the playground. There was supposed to be recess at school. Once they found out about the violence, they just kind of backed off. Like I had one mother just say, I can't have my kid in your movie. They were like Christian or they were just very religious, and I was like, no, thank you for telling me. I don't. That's no problem. I'd rather you tell me than just not show up because they're
Right.
kind of screwed up. I had to rewrite everything. I stayed up all night because I had a bad feeling with a lot of people not showing up, and luckily I was right. Not luckily, but luckily I did that. I think it worked out better. The movie came out better than I thought it was going to be. It's a short film. It's only 6 minutes long. It's not like people get scared about the violent part, and you know what the best part was? You never saw it. You never saw it when we were filming. I can show you. I should have sent you guys some videos. Hopefully, but I remember when we premiered it, and I FaceTimed my kids, and my ex-wife was in the background, and my daughter just put her hand up to her face, and was just when the violence came, she was just like, "Oh my God!" She didn't. She was there, She was the actress, the leading actress, and she didn't even. She wasn't there for that. It was just editing, and what it boils down to is you can make a crowd make it look like it's real.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm babbling again.
No.
It's okay. People get to know you this way, right?
Oh yeah. Anybody who knows me, they know what I'm about.
So, say somebody does want to contact you, find out more about your movies, where they can get them. Is there a place where we could direct them to?
Right now, I mean, I used to have a website it was called Dungeon Films, but I stopped doing that because it was just a lot of money every month. So I mean, now basically, I would just say Facebook. That's
Facebook.
it. Facebook,
Okay.
yeah, that's the way to
So,
go.
how did they find you on Facebook?
Nick Charles.
Nick Charles. Okay.
Personally, I'm actually over at Bela Lugosi's grave. It's Nick Charles. It'll come up.
Okay.
And if they know other filmmakers, and they might know me, and they can get me through them too.
So I love that photo that you sent us about you over Bela Lugosi's grave. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how big of an inspiration was he to you in the filmmaking industry?
Oh yeah, he was a big inspiration to me. It was weird because Dracula was great, and then the band White Zombie, you started hearing about them, but I already knew about White Zombie, his other film that was kind of popular, and I just started. I have over 100 films with him right now. I just love the guy to death. And then, I came across Ed Wood because of him, and he's a big inspiration on my life. And as for his grave, that was when I was 2019, which was weird. I was like, I want to go to his grave while I'm here. I'm nearby. I'm in LA. I want to go. And the crazy part was, it was actually his birthday when I went there. I looked it up. I was just like, all right, what's today's date? Going to Lugosi, and it said it was his birthday. I was like, oh, we definitely going, man.
Mm.
Definitely. and people were there. I don't know if you could see it in the picture, but there's like little skeletons. There's red lipstick of women just like kissing the grave and leaving. It was pretty cool. It was cool.
Mm. And since you were there on his birthday, did you feel him or did you feel his presence?
Oh, I wish, I wish. You know, hey, I'm all about women and stuff like that, but I would go for him.
Well, they do say that if you go to the cemetery and their graves and all that, and it's a birthday or the day of death, that you might be able to feel or sense their presence. So I was just
I
asking.
didn't. You know what? I wish I did, and maybe I did, just didn't notice it. Notice it. It was like 100 and something degrees, and there was
Like it is
no.
now. Like it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, but there was no like shade. There was nothing. I had to go on YouTube to watch a video to show me how to get there because nobody was around. This cemetery was gigantic, the biggest one I've ever seen in my life. I think it's in Culver City. I forget where it's at, but it's in the LA area. But I
Mhm.
couldn't believe how big it was, and I was getting dehydrated. I was sweating bullets. I had a camera. I was going to film everything. I was like, I don't even want to film it. You just take a picture of me next to the grave and we just get the hell out of here.
Did
It
you
was
stop
so
to
fun.
check out any other celebrity graves
Yeah,
besides Bella?
the guy that played the Tin Man, I forget his name.
Oh,
Okay.
that's cool.
I believe, man, there was another one. Yeah, I'll have to look into it. I forget what the other one was, but yeah, there was another one. I want to say Jethro from Beverly Hillbillies, but I think I'm mixing that up. There was a lot of people there. There was an actress. Oh, maybe Shannon Tate.
Mm.
Is that her name?
Oh,
Shannon Tate? Who was the one that was murdered by Charles Manson? I don't remember.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that
She
was.
was an
I bet
Aquarius, by the way.
she's in Aquarius.
Yeah.
I'm a Pisces. Does that mean anything?
Yeah, it's the most spiritual sign of the whole zodiac.
Is it really?
Hmm.
Does it mean
The
you're a
12th
big
house.
asshole? Okay. Now, do Aquariuses and Pisces get along together?
Yeah, actually, that's my favorite sign besides Aquarius because they're quirky and weird, which I love. So, yes.
Oh, that's
Perfect.
me. That's me. All
The weirders are the aliens of the zodiac.
right.
Actually, Aqua Pisces cusper here. So, yeah.
What are you doing there?
Glenda's a Gemini.
Oh,
Yes.
do they get along with Pisces?
Mhm.
They should get along.
Everybody gets along with Pisces.
Gemini gets along with almost everybody.
Good. Good. What's the worst one to be?
I can't say.
All right, you can tell me.
Yeah, no. I almost said it and I was like, yeah, no, no.
All
It's
right,
one of them, one of the 12.
you guys can text me later.
One
We
of the
love
12.
all the zodiac signs. All of them have good traits and all of them have bad traits, and some of them are a little bit more evolved and some of them aren't. And then again, according to your zodiac sign, because maybe you don't mesh with one, but doesn't mean somebody else won't mesh with it. But yeah,
See, you're just trying to save your ass right now. You're trying to be nice.
Yes, she is.
trust me, I have my opinions.
I'm just kidding with you.
Oh, Lord. So,
Definitely have my opinions on that.
Yeah.
so is there
In a
anything?
like an anonymous book of the zodiac, I cannot stand the most.
Yeah. See.
Let's get out of that subject before we both get in trouble. Anything else that you would like to share with us? From your past, your present, your future, and
Uh, yeah, my future. I just want to keep doing what I'm doing because, like, I'm not stuck up or anything. I kind of figure like I'm kind of unique in what I do, or like I don't think there's anybody else like me in this world. And if there is, I'd like to meet them. We'd probably be pretty good. But I just I want to
Yeah.
just continue and be good in life. I don't.
And we still need to make the beaver twat.
Yeah, Beaver 12. You said that, not me. I was going to bring that up, but I was just like, I don't know if I should swear or say twat.
It's a movie we've been talking about, man.
I think it's a moneymaker.
Definitely is. We can have like shirts.
Just the name alone.
The name alone will sell tickets.
Bumper stickers.
Yes. Get your hand off my beaver kind of shirts.
Yeah, G-strings. You can make G-strings. That'd be cool.
It'll be a good Christian movie.
Oh, yeah. Amen. Now I'm going to be haunted.
We'll be selling tickets.
Right. That's all that matters.
Yes. It's a catchy title.
Those two.
You want to be involved, Megan?
No.
I mean, Glenda, I'm sorry. I called you Megan. I don't know why I called you that. You don't want to be
Glenda
involved?
could be in the part 2, the beaver twats. She could be my second.
Right. So the first one's called Beaver Twat, and then part 2 is called Beaver Twat.
So Glenda
like
could be
that.
the second.
We're,
The second beaver.
we're already working on a part 2. I like this.
Yes.
Okay. Glenda, you're involved.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be a fun one.
You can help produce or something. You know, you don't have to be in it.
Oh, she's gonna be the second beaver twat.
You can even use like an actor.
I'll be the number 1. You can be the number 2.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god.
With that being said,
Uh-oh, that means we're leaving.
Yes.
thank you, Nick. It's been great meeting you and having you on.
We've
And
had enough of the beaver talk.
please come back another time when, and let us know how your project is
Oh,
progressing and all that other stuff.
anytime you want to have me as a guest, I'm always down for it. I like this kind of stuff. And
Thank
plus,
you.
I just want to say thank you both for having me. I had fun, and actually, I can't believe it's been almost an hour.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming.
Moon
Thank you.
Girl. And thank you to our audience. Blessings, and we love you. Bye.